What do you want to accomplish in life and why? Who do you want to become and why? Who do you want to serve / make an impact on and why? Write these things out. Figuring out the answer requires time. These answers are constantly evolving for me, and it requires a lot of soul searching and a lot of uncomfortable dialogues in your head to reveal some clarity. It's like peeling back layers of an onion. Once you're able to tap into that vision, the next step is to reverse engineer that dream so you can then pinpoint the steps you need to take. What's going on? You're listening to episode 142 of the Perspective Podcast. I'm your host, Scotty.D.Russell of Perspective Collective. I'm here to help you build a killer side hustle and elevate your brand outside your day job. Real quick announcement, if you're hungry to aggressively elevate your hobby, your side hustle to the next level, then the Side Hustlers Coaching Program is for you, and it launches next Monday, the 16th through Sunday, the 22nd. It's on. The countdown is on. So spots are super limited as I'm only selecting 10 applicants. All right, apply as many as people can apply as they want, but I'm selecting 10 to go on a 3-month journey to tap into your gift and unleash it on the world. And of course, we're going to have a stellar time as we navigate our comfort zones and put our dreams into action. If this sounds like the spark that you need to get the change that you desire, visit Side Hustlers Coaching Program and jump on the coaching list. You're probably going to hear my son in the background, but that's how we do it right now because we're side hustling, right? All updates on how, when, and where to apply are going to be sent here for this next week's launch. Again, stay in the loop. If this sounds interesting to you and you want to learn more and understand the whole application process, stay in the loop again at sidehustlerscoaching.com. So today we are going to crack open part 3 of this 4-part Side Hustlers series. Back in May, a little bit of premise to this one. I had the chance to jump on an episode of the Happy Ever Crafter TV with my homegirl, the calligraphy queen, that's hard to say, Becca Cordes. And I came prepared with some notes to help her niche, I never know what to say. I don't know what you say, but I'm just going to say them both every time. But her niche calligraphy and lettering artists, audience to get the most out of their side hustles. So I came prepared with some notes to help them out. And what kind of jerk would I be if I didn't go more in depth on those notes of what I shared with them and then package it up with a pretty bow and share it to you? So regardless if you do calligraphy, lettering, knitting, underwater basket weaving, I guess that's a real thing. No matter what you do, there's something that's in this episode that can help you take your side hustle to the next level. Today, I'm giving you 5 killer tips for managing your side hustle so you can maximize your results. So prepare to take some notes. I'd love to see your notes. All right, hopefully there is a missing piece I've noticed within this that gets you one step closer to putting your peculiar yet promising puzzle together. So number 1, you got to have a plan and show up with intention. I'm going to get real with you. Okay, I'm going to ask you a question that hopefully cuts you a little bit deep and gets you, kind of questioning yourself. So how comfortably can you answer this with conviction? Or the following question. So what do you want to accomplish in life? And why? Who do you want to become and why? Who do you want to serve / make an impact on and why? Write these things out. Figuring out the answer requires time. These answers are constantly evolving for me, and it requires a lot of soul searching and a lot of uncomfortable dialogues in your head to reveal some clarity. It's like peeling back layers of an onion. Once you're able to tap into that vision, the next step is to reverse engineer that dream so you can then pinpoint the steps you need to take. All right, reverse engineer. Big buzzword. I think I got that one from Gary Vee. But from here, once you reverse engineer and you pinpointed these steps, you're able to lay out short-term and long-term goals. And I call these SMART goals, something that's specific, something that's measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound to create that sense of urgency. You create these goals that then align with the vision of who, what, when, where, and who you want to serve. A goal without a plan is just a wish. So knowing what you want and developing the steps on getting there are crucial. Again, you can hear my son in the background. It is what it is. When you know what you want and you have outlined your steps, there's less room for guessing on what you should be working on each day. Having a plan makes intentionally attacking the top tasks that move you closer to your goal each day that much easier. All right, we want to make things easy, as manageable and objective as possible. And real quick, here's a note. If you lack a plan or system for making time to work on your side hustle, you're going to love next week's, this is part 4 episode. And next week, just planting a seed right here so you tune back in for next week. I'm giving you 6 ways to carve out time to grind and execute outside your day job. You're not going to want to miss that one. Like, that's the stuff that's really helped me create a system to knock shit out each day. So number 2 for managing and maximizing your side hustle is all about being consistent. So be consistent. And my favorite quote about consistency comes from Sean McCabe of Sean West. I mentioned earlier I was in his community for a while and it really helped me out. And he states, nobody notices announcements, people notice consistency. And this shit is so true. It's time for a hard dose of reality and some tough love, right? There's no way you should be complaining about the promise of your side hustle, the results you're getting, when you've only been doing it for a few weeks to maybe a few months. Daily output is going to get you faster results, of course, right? Daily is pretty crazy. This isn't realistic for many people and can easily lead to burnout. Weekly is a manageable output that anyone can figure out. So start with something small and add more to your plate as you bake things into your routine. So again, frequency, you got to shoot for at least once a week. All right, anybody can do it. It's possible. If I can do it, you can do it. Next up, duration. How long should you be doing this for? How long should you be experimenting for? If this is something you're good at and it lights you up, I feel a minimum of 6 months of pursuing it with maximum effort is the least you can do to invest in your dream. And I highly recommend pushing it at easily 1 to 2 years. 2 years if you can, especially if it's bringing you any of the 9 benefits I mentioned in last week's episode 141. There you go. For me, it took me in the 1 to 2 year range, especially more likely the 2 year range, to really start finding my footing. And currently, my 5th year is when I'm really starting to find my stride. So, what I'm trying to say, it takes time. Whether you want to hear it or not, it takes time. It's not always about reaching the most people in the beginning. It's not like that at all. You can't go for the masses. It's about reaching the right people slowly over the years and going for depth. So, number 2 was be consistent. Number 3, be persistent. Being that I'm a rhymer and I love wordplay and alliterations, all that stuff, I wanted this one to rhyme because, being consistent, I like to have a good time. I like to unwind with a rhyme outside of design. Sometimes it's good and sometimes it's fine. But newsflash, it's not easy pursuing something that's important to you. You may have figured this out. It's a straight up roller coaster and you're being tested at every turn, up and down, up and down. You're going to experience plenty of shitty moments along your creative grind. I call that the crust. There's going to be plenty of people that are going to attempt to rain on your parade, but you got to keep pushing to bathe in those sunny days when you've tapped into your creatively fulfilled zone. All right, those low moments, they lead to the sunny days. And I don't have enough fingers or toes to count how many battles of self-doubt, depressed funks, haters, financial emergencies, etc. I faced when pursuing my side hustle. 5 years, a lot of shit has happened. But I do know that every shitstorm that I've dealt with, every time you get knocked down, it's your responsibility to get back up and keep swinging. And it's called responsibility because you have the ability to respond. You see that? Responsibility? Each time you get back up, you're adding a new bruise or a scar that you can then add to the hard lessons learned experience jar. And you can pull from that jar and use it later as fuel. Like, damn, that rough moment, I remember that. This is what to do from it. And as cliche as it sounds, if it was easy, everyone would do it. That's such a cliche term, but it's so true. It's not easy, but gritting it out because it's important to you will always be worth it. Don't find yourself wondering on your deathbed, what would life look like had, I sucked it up, I got back up to fight another day instead of staying on the ground and waving the white flag. This isn't for me. It's too hard. Think about that now. Number 5. Stop trying to be pizza. All right, that's how you're going to maximize and get and manage your side hustle. So, what fun would this be if I didn't include something pizza related? My life motto over this has probably been 3 years now since I first made this piece. My life motto has transformed into, you can't make everyone happy. You are not pizza. And trying to be pizza, that's something, this has become my filter that I run everything through when I show up and how I show up each day. It's insanely hard to gain traction when you feel like you have to reach every human in every pocket of the planet when you hit publish. It's impossible. You can't do it. And the harder you try to reach the masses, the harder it is to land on that one single soul who needs to hear what you have to offer that day. But you're trying to, play it safe and hit everyone right now. And attempting to please everyone typically means that you're riding the fence and you're playing it safe. You're scared to have a strong opinion as it could drive someone away. And James Victoria said this on episode 117, and he would call this being oatmeal. So don't be oatmeal. I didn't swear in like the first 2 years of my brand, and I felt so filtered because I was scared to offend people. People have told me they've been offended, and now it's good riddance. You got to learn who are the right people to disappoint. All right, and all it takes is one person at a time to attract that like-minded tribe of freaks who vibe to your weird flavor, people who vibe to you. So instead of going for width, go for depth. Embrace who you are. Share what's true to yourself and keep the one perfect person in mind when you hit publish. Act like you're writing to one person via an email, all right? Even if it's just yourself, like you're writing just to that old version of you who needed to hear what you have to say. More importantly, disregard the thoughts and opinions of the haters. Haters is having anger towards everyone reaching success. I'll always remember that. What you put into the world wasn't meant for them anyway, so swerve. See you later. This wasn't meant for you. Number 5, the final one, is find your secret sauce. What's the secret sauce and how do you make it, you may be asking? I'm not a chef. I don't work at Papa John's. The starting base to your secret sauce is finding the overlap of your greatest strength and your greatest passion. So this is the starting base ingredients. And this is what I call the secret sauce and the sweet spot. And that's another name for it. It's the sweet spot. This is something I learned from Ken Coleman of the Entree Leadership podcast. And you're going to have a hard time finding success with your side hustle if it's something you're good at, but you don't enjoy. That sounds like torture. That's not fun anymore. You're not playing. That's not what play is. You're going to have a hard time finding success if it's something you love doing, but you suck ass at it. Like, there's no way I'm going to be a professional basketball player. I'm good at it and all. I really enjoy it, but I'm not on that pro level, So the quick way to go about this, to finding your greatest strength and your greatest passion, is by making 2 circles, making a Venn diagram. Super easy. We're going to breeze through this. If you're in the coaching program, we're going to go deep into something like this. So on the left side, you got to go list your strengths. And your strengths could be things that you naturally thrive in that others find difficult. It could be skills you've acquired for hours, that you spent learning a trade or your craft, something you went to school for, something you learned online on like Skillshare. Taking something like a StrengthsFinder 2.0 test, that can help you peel back another layer and reveal some of the deeper answers. So that's just base level of what looking at finding your strengths is going to look like. So next we're going to pivot to passions, that right side of that Venn diagram. So on this side, you're going to list the passions, the things that light you up and leave you feeling fulfilled. These are the things that you can zone out, get lost in the sauce, and lose track of time what you're doing. It could be the thing that keeps you up at night because your mind is bursting with ideas. I've had that often. Like, there's a lot of times I'm not able to sleep because I have so many ideas going on in my head. But at the same time, it could be the thing that gets you jazzed to get out of bed each day and keep swinging. Bonus points here. If you're struggling to figure out your greatest passion or strengths, go ask friends and families to list out what they feel your greatest strengths are, and your passions, so you can then locate and see the overlapping patterns within it. So those are the 2 base ingredients for the secret sauce, finding your sweet spot. But the next phase of this, opening a can of worms, we'll go in deeper of this in the coaching program or later episodes. Secret ingredient number 3. All right, secret ingredient number 3. It takes some time and a lot of experimentation to find the base level of secret sauce. But once you do, you can add in that 3rd ingredient. And that 3rd ingredient is your market. I'm talking about your target audience. I'm talking about that one perfect follower, your one perfect listener, your one perfect reader that your sweet spot then provides value or a solution to. So what value are you creating and who exactly is it for? Why should they care? What problem is it solving? What benefit does it provide their life? What transformation is it providing their life? Again, that's a whole other can of worms, but I hope it gets you thinking, the gears turning of what that value is that you can bring to the table with your secret sauce. Who can you feed with your secret sauce? And quick note, as I wrap this last one up, I highly recommend the book Seth Godin's This Is Marketing to go deeper on this topic. Get his audiobook for free in the show notes. I'll have a link for where you can get your first audiobook for free on me. That's dope. Shout out to Audible. But there you have it, PC family. That's my top 5 killer tips for managing your side hustle and maximizing results. Now it's all about putting these pieces and ingredients together. And it's easier said than done. But implementing these tips into your side hustle is no doubt going to help you maximize your efforts and see bigger and better results. Yes, everything starts with a plan. It's got to start with a plan. You can't just show up and wing it and expect great things to happen. However, self-discipline and having a mental edge and things like understanding the value you provide is crucial for taking your side hustle to the next level. And that's the coaching program. All right. That's what I'm going to help you tap into. And that's all a part of the process. But the energy and effort is worth it once you begin to find your stride, even if it's 2 years, 5 years in it deep like I am. So if you struggle with finding time to work on your side hustle, you're going to love next week's final episode. I mentioned this before, but this 4-part series is going to conclude with 6 ways to carve out time to grind and execute outside your day job. I really think you're going to find a lot of value in that one, especially if you just struggle with finding time to make things happen, with the limited time, the finite time you have outside of a day job and family commitments or whatever. So as I sign off, I got to give a huge thank you to my executive assistant, Paige Garland, my video specialist, the homie Colton Bacher, as well as Nick Jenkins of Bluca for all the dope theme music here on this show. As you finish off your week strong, I want to encourage you to keep showing up, keep putting in the work, and keep creating. You got this.
Thanks again for listening. It'd be awesome if you took the time to subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and let the comment below so we can connect. Again, if you want to catch a shout out as a future listener of the week, make sure you subscribe to the show on iTunes and give it a rating and review.